French President Emmanuel Macron kicked off his African week on Wednesday. Ahead of the AU-EU summit, he hosted at the Élysée Palace African counterparts such as Senegalese President Macky Sall or Ghanaian Nana Akufo-Addo. On the agenda for the evening, the future of military operations in the Sahel region. Therefore, key allies of Paris, namely Chadian, Mauritanian and Nigerian leaders, made the trip. European leaders of countries involved in counter-terrorism operations in the region were also present when officials from Mali and Burkina Faso were not invited. The working dinner at the French presidential palace aimed at discussing the terms of a redeployment of troops dedicated to fighting Islamist insurgents. In the wide Sahel region that stretches over 5,000 kilometers, terrorists have taken over entire bands of territories. National troops alongside European troops in the Barkhane operation and the Takuba task force have been fighting them for more than 5 years. Souring relations between Malian authorities and foreign powers, however, triggered the need for a strategic change. A press conference will be held on Thursday to announce the changes the leaders have agreed on. For the past few weeks, Africa has been at the center of European preoccupations. The EU has been wooing its counterparts of the African Union to redefine the African-European partnership. On her trip to Dakar, EU chief Ursula von der Leyen unveiled a $171 billion investment plan for Africa. On Thursday and Friday, the 6th AU-EU summit will gather over 70 leaders.
So, North or West?
Bel Air was conceived by Morgan Cooper, a filmmaker in Kansas City who taught himself to shoot film on a camera bought at Best Buy. He grew up loving The Fresh Prince and believed the premise of the show could still work today, but also reflect the times.
Yeah, I mean, if you remove the laugh track from the sitcom and really just kind of look at the scenarios from a bird's eye view, the story really lends itself to drama. If you think about it, like, you know, a young black man from West Philadelphia gets into a scuffle and is forced to relocate across the country. You know, what does that look like when you ground that concept in modern day life? And that's all I wanted to do was explore that idea of taking these iconic characters we all know and love in the spirit of those characters and grounding them in reality and saying, what does it look like when we peel back the layers? You know, I mean, we go deeper with these themes and, you know, I think it really lends itself to some really interesting, dramatic moments that are rooted in very real conversations.
I appreciate the help, cuz. Hey, no problem. I'm sure I'll be helping you out a lot.
Jabari Banks knew he was close to getting the starring role of Will in Bel Air, the dramatic takeoff, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but his confidence started to wane when he was asked to do one more Zoom audition with show director Morgan Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to figure out his little arrangement type joint, so. Yeah. I hope one day we can talk about why you're really here.
You know, I take it one day at a time. You know, that's all I can do is take it one day at a time because it's easy to get overwhelmed for sure with what's going on. But, you know, I'm so immensely grateful that I'm in this position.
Coach?
I am. Coach Johnson. And you are?
Nice to meet you, man. I'm the Will Smith at your service.
Banks, the acting newcomer, says he's looking forward to meeting more black artists who can help him navigate showbiz.
Privy to your highlight reel, kid. That fight you got in this weekend.
In the camp of Tadres, located in the so-called three-border zone in western Niger, Furera, Hamadu, and the Yunusa have fled the village of Tingara under recurrent attacks from jihadists. The most affected people are usually women and children who have always bear the brunt of the insurgency.
What do you say?
It was the insecurity that made us leave our village. I remember the day that the bandits came and killed one of us and left with another. Afterwards, they ordered us to leave the village. Everyone, children, all people, and us, women, all came here on foot. During a recent visit, the president of the International Committee of the Red Cross, Peter Mora, expressed his concerns about the humanitarian situation in Niger and in the Sahel countries, which are shaken by various crises like armed conflict, poverty, the COVID-19 pandemic, and climate change. It is not only the conflict that displaces people and causes problems for these communities, but the effect of climate change too, which is evident from all the interviews we've had with the population in a displaced persons camp such as this one. The Red Cross further warned that the humanitarian crisis might worsen in the next coming months. Nigeria's state-run oil company said it had started a 24-hour distribution of petrol to service stations to end a week-long scarcity that has caused traffic snags in major cities. The fuel shortage which started last week in the commercial city of Lagos and administrative capital Abuja has caused long queues, with a few petrol stations selling the product.
We're supposed to be sitting to be getting and going, but we find ourselves queuing and wasting all the whole day on police station, especially in the front of NMP store. So it's not funny. We are not happy about that.
Most homes in Nigeria also rely on petrol and diesel to power their generators, as the public power supply is unreliable and prone to blackouts. Some are now crying foul over ever-increasing high cost of living.
There's no much profit to be made, because when you spend the whole money on petrol, how do you make extra money? It's not possible. And you have to give the best to your customers, because you can't tell a customer because of fuel you delayed or because of fuel you couldn't deliver on time. So one has to just look for a means to deliver.
The state-run Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation blamed the situation on importation of adulterated petrol. Tunisia's General Labour Union opened its 25th annual Congress in Sfax to elect a new leader. The current Secretary General, Noureddin Taboubi, is also running for a new mandate. Sfax is hosting today the 25th Congress of the Tunisian General Labour Union. We hope that this Congress will be a point of departure for unity, solidarity for Tunisians' pride, its dignity, and the defense of Tunisia. At this ordinary electoral Congress, over 37 candidates are running for the 15 positions at the National Executive Board, 11 for the position of the Finance Control,